Hi guys, Paul the DIY guy here, and if you watched part 1 of this two-part video series, you now have your answer. Last time I made a cross-stitch D&D iron-on patch, which if you've not done so already, feel free to check out here. And today I'm going to show you what I made to put it on. I have recently started playing D&D again, and I absolutely love it. And what better way to celebrate than to make my very own D&D dice bag again. Now, I have made a couple of dice bags before. I made a D20 one out of somebody else's pattern, which turned out nice, but is really complicated. Now, I also made a dice bag for my dice bags. That one I actually find is a little too simple. So for this one, I think I found a really nice balance between complexity and coolness. I'm really happy with the way it turned out. And today I'm going to show you how I made my very own D&D dice bag. Check it out. You're going to need the following. 2 types of fabric. I'm going to use black on the outside, and I'm using some heavier material. I'm pretty sure it's denim. For the inside, I'm going to use some lighter white cotton material. You'll need the pattern. I'll put a link to that in the doobly-doo. You'll need a straight edge, some fabric pencils, sewing pins, a 12-inch zipper, some cutting tools, and at least 12 inches of rope. You're also going to need an iron and ironing board. First, you'll need to cut out the pattern for templates, and then use that template to cut out the fabric. There's 12 pieces in total, 6 in each color. 4 side pieces, 1 top piece, and 1 bottom piece for each. Now the first step is to take 3 of the side pieces, fold over the tops of 3 of them at the notch, and then iron them down. Now I accidentally did all 4 when I was doing mine. Don't do that. You need to leave 1 side piece unfolded for each color. Do this for 3 sides of the top piece as well. And repeat for the other fabric. Then sew all of these down. This will be where the bag meets the zipper and will help to prevent fraying. Once that's done, you'll need to sew the side pieces to the bottom piece. Now, the pattern is designed with a 1/4 inch seam, so be sure to sew from the corner of the notch to the corner of the notch on the other side. And repeat this for all 4 sides. Next, you need to sew each of the 4 sides together to turn this into a box. For the top piece, you need to fold up and sew the 4 corners together so it looks like this. And repeat that whole process for the other fabric. Once that's done, turn your inside fabric inside out, taking care to make sure that the corners are fully pushed out. Then, lining the sides up that don't have the folded edges together, put your outside box fabric inside the inner box fabric. Next, unzip the zipper to make it easier to work with. Make sure the buckle faces the inside of the box and start pinning it in between your 2 fabrics. This is kind of tricky, so I'd start by lining up the start and end with each side of the unfolded side pieces, and then work your way around. Be sure to pin this in place really well. Once pinned, sew all along the zipper to keep it in place. And for the top, we're going to repeat this process. Fold the inner fabric inside out. Put the outer fabric inside, and then pin and sew the zipper in place. Now this is a bit trickier because you're already attached to the bag, so take your time. Now it's time to put the rope in. Now fold your rope in half and put those loose ends in between your outer fabric, making sure the loop will be on the outside. Once that's done, pin and sew the remaining side of the outer fabric together, making sure you sew right over top of the rope. And we're almost done. It's time to flip the whole bag inside out. Now it may feel like you're doing this twice, but you need to keep going until the inside fabric is actually inside the bag. And make sure to flip the top inside out as well. All that leaves is the last 2 side pieces for the inside fabric. Now, make sure to tuck away any loose bits, and then pin and sew this together as best you can. It's the only part of the bag that's not sewn inside out, so if you're overly worried about how it looks, you can always hand sew this part. Personally, I didn't think my dice would mind that much. And finally, if you did the cross-stitch D&D patch from my other video, you can now use it. Peel the sticker off the back, line it up as centered as you can on the front of the bag, or wherever you'd like to put it, and iron it on. Now the instructions for my iron-on paper said to do this for 6 or 7 seconds, but because of how thick the badge is, I ended up ironing for closer to 10 initially, and then went back and touched up the places that didn't quite stay in place the first time. When that's done, I also put a small box underneath and some heavy books on top to keep it flat while the iron-on glue cooled. And that is all there is to it. Enjoy your brand new D&D dice bag. Thank you so much for watching, and if you like this video, make sure to hit the like button. If you haven't done so already, make sure to hit the subscribe button. Until I see you next, stay crafty, my friends.